This is the Feierdun Vibration Plate machine. Now in this video, this is going to be pretty much a full tutorial. So I'll show you the exercises in action that you can do on this machine. I'll show you how to use the remote so it's not confusing or complicated, and how to set up your machine to get it working. And then I'll let you know what my favorite things to do on it and maybe people that wouldn't benefit so much from this machine. So first, quick thank you to the seller for gifting me this in exchange for my honest review, and we'll go ahead and get into that now. This is the user manual. Now, you're going to probably want some eyeglasses or magnifying glass because the writing on this is very, very small. But it does tell you how to use the machine and how to use the remote. It gives you the different icons on the remote so you can take a look and see what those mean if you want to look at those a little bit closer. But it's not going to show you too many exercises. The only exercises it shows you in here are the warm-up exercises before you use it, but not what you can use on the machine. But I do have some experience with these machines, so I will show you some that you can use on this specific one. If you plan to use the bungee cords that come with the machine, you'll want to put these on before you actually plug it in and turn it on. So I'll show you where these go now. So if you lift up the sides of the machine, right underneath here, there's kind of this little spot with the hole that you're going to put it into. This machine is a little bit heavy, so you'll go ahead and clip that in, and you'll do this to both sides. They have that part that sticks out there. On the front of the machine, you have your on-off switch here, which you're going to need to plug in the cord that comes with it. So here's the cord. It's not a very long cord, and you're going to need to make sure that this end is actually plugged in really well to this machine because it can loosen up a little bit at times. So you're going to go ahead and plug that in and really press it in there to get it in good, to make sure that it is nice and secure. And then you can plug this end into an extension cord, but you have to make sure that that extension cord has nothing else plugged into it. So just make sure that you check that before you go ahead and plug this into something like an extension cord if you're not doing it directly into a wall outlet. So now that we have it plugged in, we have our bungee cords on, we can go ahead and turn it on by flipping the switch to the 1. So here's the top of the machine. Here is your display right here. It's going to be in the middle. So even though it's in the middle, you're still able to do exercises where your foot is on that middle. It doesn't affect the display. It only affects it if you're going to be using the remote in that moment. You're going to need to move your foot. The remote actually needs to be able to see this display to be able to work. So that's something to keep in mind when you're doing different exercises with this specific machine. Now on the remote, we'll take a look at what the different things mean. Here is your power button. And this is kind of your play button, just like a normal play button would look like. Down here is the pause. And then we have these different modes. You just see these like little running man. We have a walking man, a running man, and then a sprinting man. The best way to explain this is it's just going to be how intense your vibration is. So these are like preset settings. The walking man, I believe, is about 33. It can go from 1 to 99, the display, or the you can go from 1 to 99, the vibration setting. So this would be 33, this is 66, and this is 99. And honestly, those are a bit too intense even for me, so I don't even use those. Now on here, we have our buttons. This is to adjust the vibration, how high the vibration you want. And this is how low. So you can go higher or lower with your vibration all the way from 1 to 99 again, and you can hold it down to have it go a bit faster. Now these here, at first I thought they were saying low, but they don't say that at all. If you look really closely, it's actually just like a ticking clock. So this is going to adjust your time. Typically this does a 10-minute session, but you can adjust that before you actually press play and start this. So you'll need to adjust that again, your time before actually starting it. So if I want to do that now, I'm going to have to turn it on first with the power button. So you can see it turned on, and then say I wanted to make my time longer. I could go up higher for more time or lower. So let's say I want to do it just for a 5-minute session, and then I can go ahead and press the play button. So it's going to start at 1 here, and then I can go up higher. So I'm just hitting it 1 at a time, or I can hold it down. You can see how fast it goes then. Now, this is probably going to shake my camera a little bit because it does kind of shake everything in the room. Just something to keep in mind if you're using it in a main room of the house. If I want to stop this, I can hit the pause button. Okay, or I can just turn it completely off. So I find hitting the pause button is really best for this. So let me show you what I mean about these preset settings. Okay, so for the preset settings, you're going to have to press the play first, and then you'll hit the preset. So again, this one's 33. Now it's trying to get away from me, 66, and 99. And I'm going to hit the pause to bring it down to stop it. And you can see it just tried to walk away from me, but that's because nobody is on it. So it's very important that you are on this and you're not letting it just walk all over the place. Now the next thing on this is you have the P. These are the pre-programmed modes. So if you look in the user manual, you will see the different pre-programmed modes and what it does. So on the bottom here, for instance, for program 1, the first minute it's going to be at the vibration 10, the second minute it'll be at 20, third minute 15. So it has all these different settings where it's either going to vary and go higher and lower, or keep the same for a certain period of time. So you want to take a look at these if you want to use the pre-programmed modes. So when you have it on, you're going to hit the program mode first, decide which program mode you want, and then you'll go ahead and hit play. And then we're going to stop that. And you also have this, which is the M. I just call it like the mode button, but it's just going to go from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, all the way up until the 90. So something to keep in mind, you can use that if you want to jump just 10 vibration settings up. So that's how you use the remote. It's really not that difficult. Honestly, I like to keep it on like the lowest setting. I think that's plenty vibration for me, just at a nice solid one by just pressing play and letting that go. But it really depends on how you're using it and what you're targeting. Now we'll talk a little bit about the exercises that you can do on the machine. So there are some things you can do on here, and there are some things that I would not recommend doing on this specific machine. Now, something like this where we're just doing squats, that's totally fine. This has kind of a rocking back and forth motion with the vibration. I like to do ones that kind of open up my chest a little bit with some of the stretches. And then you can also use it to kind of massage your legs. I actually really liked the feeling of it on my legs, just laying my legs on it. You could do things like lunges, sit-ups, leg lifts. There's even resistance bands if you want to try the resistance bands out. I find that they're just not long enough in my opinion. But also, if you are someone that has bad knees, I would probably not recommend this machine for you, as I feel like it is a little bit rough on the knees. Now, if you plan to sit on the machine, just something to keep in mind that the remote does need to be able to see that screen in order to change it. So you might need to fix that before you actually sit on it. Now, something with your feet, I'm going to speed up this video so you can really see the effects. The higher the vibration goes, the more your feet are going to move and move towards the center. So I find that actually keeping it at a low vibration at 1 and keeping my feet already kind of close together seems to work best for that. Now, I would not recommend using the machine like this with your arms or hands on it. I find the vibration just way too intense, so I would avoid that exercise. So whether you're using this for lymphatic drainage or maybe it's post-workout recovery, just don't overdo it. It's okay to have it at a setting of 1. You don't need to go to 99, but if you do want to raise it up, you have that option. So enjoy it, and I hope that you like it.